Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we will finish off with Aespa's last member, our Magne Ningning. In this reading, I will check 4 different things. I will check her current energy, her career, her love life, and any healing messages that go through for her individual reading. Now, little story time. I almost forget about this. But during, what was it, November 25th? Or, Thanksgiving time for us in the US, I actually woke up early to see the whole parade thing that they were going to be in, and I was actually surprised. I woke up early that day. I think I just told everyone in the family so they could watch it as well. So we all actually stood up early, turned on the TV, and we saw a couple cabbages on the hands of the fans out there, and then we actually got to see Aespa perform on TV, and I was actually pretty excited about it. And what else? I was pretty, it felt good to see them on my TV. I don't know what else to say. The other thing was that, when they came back from New York, well, whatever. However, my brain's not working right now. There was the whole thing of them getting sick and stuff, and thank God they're okay and it wasn't nothing super serious, but let's just hope that they stay safe, and let's hope that they stay healthy, and send a lot of love and prayers to them so that, just wish them well. That's all I'm getting at. But let's just jump into Ningning's reading and see what we get for her reading, her video. So first off, let's check Ningning's current energy. How is she doing? I do have to say that I don't know if purple's her favorite color or she just wanted pink and purple stones. We have renewal reverse, which is judgment. No cards I like. Okay, we have the Princess of Autumn, or the Page of Pentacles. So with Judgment Reverse, it kind of feels like Ningning is in a place right now where she doesn't really know how to feel. She doesn't really know where to use her energy. She doesn't know what direction to go. When you have Renewal, we have the energy of someone that has being almost woken up again. There's this moment of rebirth, usually in the imagery of renewal. Well, in this deck it's called renewal, but in a normal tarot deck it's actually the judgment card, and in that card you have an angel with a trumpet and is waking up the dead. You see usually a woman, a young child, and a man waking up from their coffin, and it's supposed to show a sign of answering your calling, or doing what following your purpose, doing what you're passionate about, doing what you always wanted to do, that type of thing, right? And you go through this moment of rebirth, right? I believe, yes, judgment is right after the sun, which is healing that inner child, finally figuring out what you really love to do, what makes you happy, staying optimistic, and then you have that moment of rebirth with that judgment card. And right after the judgment card, we have the World, which talks about having everything settled down, everything structured again, and things can get done, and things can get moving again, and you can follow your destiny because of the fact that you have gone through this whole journey reaching up to that point. And the World is the last card of the Major Arcana. And I'm mentioning all of that because Ningning is in the middle of all of that I have been mentioning. She's in the judgment card, but we have it reversed right here. So this renewal is supposed to represent the rebirth. And it seems like right now Ningning doesn't really know where to use her energy, or she doesn't really have a sense of direction. So she may not know what projects to take on, or maybe she doesn't really know what makes her happy, or doesn't really know what she's passionate about, or she knows, oh, I want to do this, but I don't know how to manifest that in a material way, especially because we have the Princess of Autumn right next to it. So when you have the Princess of Autumn, we're talking about baby energy, a very young project, something that's barely starting, or a person that is very young. And I actually feel that Ningning's energy is very young, if that makes sense. When I mean young, it's there's this sense of this naive optimism of sorts, this wonder of wanting to explore everything, wanting to learn about everything. It's kind of like when you have a baby and it doesn't really, it's just taking in everything that the world has to offer and is just looking around. And I feel that Ningning is kind of in that energy where she is still learning, she still has a lot to explore, she's very excited still. You know, she hasn't experienced the disappointments and the harsh challenges that life has to offer. Like, she's still optimistic, she's still happy and energetic, and she's still very content with life and what the unknown has to offer. So she still hasn't really learned what, you know, to the limitations, and she hasn't encountered fears that will hold her back yet. So she's still very young. She's still not young as in age wise, not young as in like her soul knows nothing, young as in like her energy currently is just ready to take on the world, basically. And with this Princess of Autumn, it kind of tells me that she's currently in a state where she is still, well, here we have studious, responsible, cheerful, and mischievous. So definitely this cheerful, mischievous energy is a very good way of describing Ningning right now. But the studious and responsible feels like it's more of her still trying to learn and still trying to polish her skills to do whatever it is that her project will be in life, or whatever her goal is in life. We do have to keep in mind that the princess is the Page of Pentacles, so that's the first court card, baby, young energy. It's still like a new beginning, and with this renewal reverse, I think she just doesn't know where to use her energy. She doesn't know what direction, she doesn't know what project specifically, she just knows she has to do this, you know, start this new beginning. So Ningning's current energy, how is she currently doing? The card that popped out was the World, which I was talking about right now. You see, we have number 20 and then 21. So the World tells me that Ningning is just following her destiny. She's just doing as she feels called to. She's just being very spontaneous, so she hasn't planned much ahead. She's just taking action. With the World, I do want to read what it says right here. It says a brilliant success, the freedom to go in on any direction in a journey that is now complete. So that is true. When we have the World, we have Saturn energy. Technically, we have Pluto and Saturn energy. Very planets that are very difficult to work with because they bring drastic changes. They are the type of planets that bring a lot of this death and rebirth. Like, from the root, they get rid of the problem, that type of energy. When you have Saturn and Pluto, you're having the energy, Pluto, Saturn, that's what I'm talking about them. You have the energy, this external energy that's trying to bring you structure, is trying to get rid of cycles, is trying to like help you work within your limitations and to break free from those limitations as well. So this is a very challenging energy, but it doesn't have to be necessarily difficult, because I do feel that Ningning has an attitude right now that is actually very positive. She's has an outlook and perspective that is still looking forward to those challenges. Like, she's not beaten down yet. She still has a lot of what is it? It's not necessarily journeying, but she's definitely looking forward to that. So there's still a lot of passion within her that is definitely not holding her back, and if anything, is just firing her up to do better and to do more and to be very ambitious. So with the World here, I do feel that life is kind of currently giving her a lot of good things to work for, a lot of good things that she can look forward to as well, but she doesn't really know how to get there yet. It definitely feels that with the renewal reverse, she doesn't know how to go from one stage to the other, but she's definitely reaching the end of something. But it's like the beginning of the end type of thing, right? Like, she is entering the last stage of something, but she's barely starting that stage. But it's a big cycle for her. It's something she really wanted. And look, we have the Magician, which is the beginning of something. Usually the mirror kind of starts with 0, but with number 1, we're talking about abundance, infinite possibilities. We're talking about, when you have the Magician, you have the energy of someone that is just ready to get anything and everything done. This is the energy of someone that is willing to just move forward, is very malleable, is the energy of someone that can easily adapt and change their surroundings and get everything and anything done. when you have the magician, you have, again, infinite possibilities. A magician has all of the suits at hand. This is the energy of someone that can make anything happen because it hasn't necessarily established and made itself solid within one idea or one belief or one way of getting things done. So it does feel like Ningning is very malleable right now. She can change and adapt very quickly. And because of that, she has that advantage of making anything happen. We have the King of Autumn. That is actually very good. When you have the Princess of Autumn and then the King of Autumn. So it says compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and gifted. It feels like this is the goal. Right? Like, it feels like Ningning is working towards finding stability. She's working in her career. She's working in maybe even taking care of her health, which is very good. She should take care of her health right now, at all times technically, but right now more than ever, because Autumn in this case is Pentacles, and Pentacles talks about your career, health. It talks about the material world. So I do feel that right now Ningning is currently working in that. She's trying to be more responsible. She's trying to be more of a leader to other people, or at least be a very stable and reliable person to herself. This is when you have gifted and accomplished. We're talking about Capricorn energy right here. So we're talking about someone that is very ambitious, someone that's working on their public image, on their career, and is trying to create a very long-lasting, established path for themselves. So I do feel like Ningning is currently working on that. So we have the High Priestess reverse. So this could be the reason why she is not answering her call. She's just not listening to her intuitiveness. The High Priestess is a symbol of the moon, which the moon represents spirituality and emotions. So Ningning could definitely be in a place where she's focusing too much on the material, physical, 3D life, and she's not focusing on herself, her emotions, and her spirituality. When we're talking about spirituality, we're talking about being able to connect to yourself, being able to connect to your emotions, and understand the way that you think, understand the way that you feel, understand how everything is connected in some way, shape, or form, and how to disconnect from it as well, from in a way as well. So I do feel with the High Priestess reversed that Ningning is going through a period where she is not seeing things clearly because she's not getting in touch with her heart. She's not getting in touch with her emotions, and it's very important to get in touch with that because that will help her get a sense of purpose that is not superficial. It's definitely coming from within her, and that could be the reason why she's not getting a sense of direction. She's doing something that she likes, but maybe not fully satisfying to her, or not fully, I guess, it doesn't fulfill her to the point where she feels like she has accomplished something. That's kind of where I'm getting at. So if she were to connect to her emotions, she'll be able to see things from a completely different perspective, and that will be very helpful. And one of the advices that she's getting is the Four of Winter. The Four of Winter talks about the Four of Swords, which is all about meditation, relaxing, and taking some time off. So she may be overthinking, not necessarily overthinking, but maybe she's focusing so much on what she can physically do that she may actually be studying, perfectioning her skills, trying to set herself smart goals and stuff like that, which is very good. But life is definitely encouraging her to relax a little bit so she can connect to her heart and her emotions, and find a little and bring a little bit more depth to the stability she's already creating in her 3D world. Like, life is definitely telling her to take a break, to relax, and to think things a little bit more clearly from a different perspective, which will be from her heart and her emotions. We also have the Ten of Spring reverse. So the Ten of Spring talks about the Ten of Wands, which talks about burdens. But with it being reversed, I do feel that maybe for Ningning is a little bit burdensome or a little bit difficult to connect to her emotions, or she doesn't want to connect to her emotions to make sure that it doesn't get in the way of the reality that she's trying to create for herself within her career. So I feel her career is very important. We're going to get to that after I'm done with this section, and we'll see what's going on there. But right now, it definitely feels like she is trying to get rid of the burden. She's trying to lighten the weight, and I think she's doing that by focusing on what she can physically do to relieve some of the burdens and some of the stress that she may be carrying, some of the responsibilities. She's definitely like, she may have like a list of things to do, and she's like checking it off one by one and accomplishing those dreams. So she's being very systematic and calculating and planning and measuring and preparing for whatever her goals are. But I do feel that she may need to connect to her emotions a little bit more, so she gets a more satisfying result, or she feels more fulfilled, or she feels more accomplished. So let's get just 2 more cards to see what Ningning's current energy is. I said 2. I said 2. Oh, well. I'll take this one. 4 still came out. Okay, whatever. So we have the 6 of Cups. It could be something from her childhood, something from her past maybe coming back. She may be manifesting something that made her very happy when she was young. I will read this because I do need a little bit of help right now. So we have children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. So I think that the 6 of Cups being right underneath the Magician kind of shows that while Ningning is creating all of this new path for herself, maybe focusing on her career and making that happen, making that successful, it definitely feels like she will definitely start thinking about her past and thinking more about her childhood, maybe doing some inner child healing. It feels like she's going to do all of that because I'm getting this sense of she's going to be learning from the past, or she will unconsciously trigger things from her own past in a way. So the best way I can explain this is that while she's trying to move forward, if she feels like something's holding her back, she will realize that what's holding her back could be a limiting belief that was ingrained in her when she was very young. I don't necessarily feel like romance is coming, but I do feel that maybe ideas or experiences or memories from the past are going to start resurfacing, especially if she's having like this rebirth type of moment. She will definitely have to work through that. We have the 2 of Spring, or the 2 of Wands. So this is the energy of someone that's still in their comfort zone. So I do feel like Ningning is still working in trying to feel more confident. She's still working in trying to be more within herself. Usually the 2 of Wands talks about someone that is thinking of taking action, but no action has been physically taken yet. This is the energy of someone that is still within their tower. They haven't left their comfort zone again, and this is definitely someone that feels like they have the world at their hands, which will explain why Ningning has this energy of someone that's very young, someone that is ready to adapt and change and do things and grow and learn. So she definitely has this energy that is ready to expand, ready to grow, ready to become better and improve, but she's still within her comfort zone. So she is kind of learning by the book rather than experiences. So she hasn't experienced these changes to its fullest potential. We have the Chariot. So this talks about change. It talks about travel. It talks about having a sense of direction. So I do feel that if Ningning continues working through her emotions, continues working and healing her inner child, she will get a sense of direction. She'll be able to just move forward and power through, because this is the energy of having like 2 choices, but you pick one, you just go for it. And we also have the 9 of Autumn reverse. So usually the 9 of Autumn talks about someone that feels independent, someone that is knowledgeable and is able to take care of themselves, is someone that is financially secure, someone that can definitely take care of themselves and survive. But with it being reversed, I do feel that Ningning feels like she lacks a sense of independence or a sense of freedom, or she may feel like she's not in her own paradise because she's lacking the emotional fulfillment that she could get from her goals. If she's focusing so much on her material world, she will not be able to feel that satisfaction, because what she's lacking is not her career. She's not lacking in her material world. It seems like she's just lacking on the emotional part. as well. So I do feel that maybe she's taking action like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but she doesn't realize that she'll be a lot more satisfied if she talks to her little heart and realizes what she's truly passionate about and what she really wants to do. So let's jump into Ningning's career and see what's going on there. So let's take out some cards. Ningning's career. What's going on there? So the first card is we have the Lamb, a sense of innocence. So Ningning is still pretty pure and innocent. She's a very young lad, as my younger sister will say. Very stable though, very grounded. Ningning did get a lot of earth in her current energy, and it's following her into her career. So she's very, she does have her feet planted very strongly on the ground, or that's usually what she's focusing on. Her reality, her work, her career, her material needs, her survival instinct is all about fulfilling those necessities, making sure that she has food, making sure that she has money. So there's this sense of innocence, there's this energy of someone that is being very pure. Again, it feels like Ningning genuinely enjoys to work, genuinely wants to make her career successful, and she wants to work on that. But let's see what other messages are going through to see what she may be encountering in her career. What is going on with Ningning's career? We have music with the keyword joy, number 28, which adds up to 10. Definitely the ending of a cycle. So it feels like Ningning is very happy doing music. She's very happy singing. She's very happy dancing. She's very happy learning. Like, that definitely fulfills her emotions, and it allows her to be in this moment of isolation, which allows her to truly connect to herself. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, the desert makes me think of an isolated place. It makes me think of someone that is alone, kind of like the hermit in tarot. Then we have the moon right there in the background, which makes me think of connecting to your emotions, connecting to the unknown, to your subconscious. So I do feel that when Ningning is working in her career, she feels very happy. Like, she genuinely feels connected to herself, and she genuinely feels very content. So right now with work, she is very, very happy. Again, this young, naive energy is very strong with her. We also have magnetism and attraction. I do feel that a lot of the abundance that we saw with the magician, the world, in Ningning's current energy kind of shows that she's using all of that to manifest the success that she has in her career. So what she's doing is that she's like, oh, I want this, I want that. So she tells life what she wants. I want to improve my singing. I want my group to succeed. I want to be seen on that stage. I want to perform on that stage more often, right? And because of that, she's able to manifest that, because not only is she working towards it, she's allowing life to do its thing and make it happen. Here we have the planet that looks kind of like Saturn in the background, so this makes me think of the world. And we also have 3 and 7 that adds up to 10 again. So there's definitely the end of a cycle. So Ningning is getting very close to approaching the end of a chapter, or like she's finally fulfilling a goal that she had in mind for a very long time. I do feel that with magnetism and attraction, there's this sense of karma, in a good way, like, you know, cause and effect. I do feel that since look, on the bottom of the deck we have inner core, so she's definitely doing stuff that makes her very happy to, like, this is like a sense of purpose. Like, she feels fulfilled, she feels like she's doing her purpose. But when I was talking about karma, I'm talking about cause and effect. So since Ningning is actively working on her career and doing a good job, she will be rewarded for that, because, you know, she's kind of like opening up opportunities for herself because she's improving on her skills, and people will start noticing that. So this is actually very good for her. Let's see what's going on with Ningning's career. We have the 2 of Cups, and we have the 6 of Wands reversed. So Ningning in her career, she may not feel like she's getting the credit or the success that she deserves. So she may feel like she's not fully getting that. But what she's definitely getting from her career is the Two of Cups. So she may find her romantic partner with her work, but what I'm getting mainly is that she's getting the type of relationships where she can have very strong connections with. So I know what you're thinking. Yes, I do feel that the group is some of the people that Ningning feels very grateful for to have in her life, because she feels understood in a way. It's kind of like these people are going down the same path that I'm going through, and we're going through very similar, we have to like go through very similar difficulties and sacrifice very similar things to succeed and to make this group work. Like, she understands the value of teamwork, or she understands that everyone plays a role and a part in making the group work, and in consequence of that is making her career successful as well. Like, she is aware that the group is helping her succeed, just as much. Like, she knows that she's playing her role and they are doing their own, and that is making her dreams come true. So with the Two of Cups, I'm getting like very strong connections with people. I'm getting this sense of being connected through the third eye. So intuitive understanding, being almost having those moments where you're hanging out with someone so much that you don't even really need to talk. You just give each other the look, and you know what the look means and what it looks like. And that's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, I feel like Ningning is walking away with a lot of strong friendships that she truly values, and that make her very happy and make her feel like she's not alone. It makes her feel fulfilled. It makes her feel satisfied and all of that. So even though she feels like she's not getting, like, maybe she feels like she's not getting credit for her skills, or she feels like she is not getting the attention she feels like she deserves. Let's say that she's doing all these things and maybe the company doesn't acknowledge her hard work, and or maybe like she just feels like she hasn't reached the potential where she is deserving of all of this good praise and all of the eyes on her. With the Six of Wands reverse, I do feel that she doesn't feel victorious. She doesn't feel fully successful. I do feel that she still feels there's like this long path ahead of her to reach that point that she wants to reach. So there's still stuff she's working on in her career. But again, a lot of happiness is, she feels fulfilled for sure. What's going on? Oh, look, it says solidity, which I think I searched that, but I don't remember what that means. So let's move on. What's going on with Ningning's career? We have the King of Swords reverse and the Knight of Cups. So again, we have the Knight of Cups. To me, the Knight of Cups is supposed to be someone that has something to offer, specifically in love. So maybe again, she could find love within her work, or with this King of Cups, I do feel that someone is going to come in and, you know, since she's attracting a lot of good abundance and a lot of good people, it feels like she is slowly going to attract someone that will offer her something that will emotionally satisfy her, that will fulfill her goals, that will make her her heart very happy, and will make her feel like she has accomplished something to the full extent of her satisfaction. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of mentioned that in her current energy, that she needs to connect to her heart so like that she can feel fulfilled and actually satisfied with her goals, with the results of her goals. So I do feel that with this Knight of Cups, maybe it could be around March or February, she'll meet someone that, because that's Pisces season, she may meet someone that will offer her something that she will learn a lot from, grow from a lot, and feel very happy with as well. We also have the Knight of Swords reverse. I do feel that Ningning still lacks the eloquency to communicate. Like, she lacks a proper form of expression that she feels satisfied and comfortable with. Like, she maybe feels like she doesn't have the words, or maybe she feels like she doesn't have the cool mind to make happen, like, or she may feel like she doesn't have the full on information needed, or she feels like she doesn't have all the sides and perspectives to make the right choice when this offer is brought to her. So I do feel that this King of Swords reverse kind of shows that she doesn't feel like fully mature, or she feels like she can't think clearly and have a cool mind when making a decision. So she does feel like there's a lot more that she has to learn. She does feel that there's a lot more growth for her out there. So she's aware that she still has a lot to learn and a lot she can learn from other people. But I think I'm gonna take some tea leaves to see what's going on with her career as well. So let's continue. Ningning's career. What's going on with Ningning's career? So we have Hand in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I do feel that Ningning does need guidance because she's still learning. I feel like she needs guidance of other people on how to improve her skills, or guidance on what direction to go to accomplish her dreams. I do feel that she is still learning. She's still in that stage where she is very inexperienced, so I do feel that a helping hand will be very beneficial for her. The other card that came out was the Camel. Persevere and you will overcome problems. I do think she's very good at doing that already, so that is a given. She doesn't really have to worry too much about that. She's like already doing that, so she's definitely fine. It's just kind of like an advice of like, if things are difficult, don't worry, it's normal, continue persevering and things will work out. I don't think she's necessarily in a period where she feels like, all hope is lost. I do feel that it's just a little reminder. It doesn't hurt to remind her that things that there's still work that can be done. The other card that came out was Younger Man, dealing with relationships with a younger man. So I don't know if Ningning has siblings, but if she has a younger family member that could give her some advice, then that could be the message. But with a younger man, I'm just getting that I'm getting the energy of this Knight of Cups. So remember how I was talking about the Princess of Autumn and the King of Autumn, and how the princess was like baby energy? Well, the princess is the equivalent of a page in the usual tarot. Well, after the page we have the knight. So with this Knight of Cups, we do have the energy of a young individual. Like you can think of like a young adult or even a teenager. That's the type of humanly energy we're talking about in that sense. So with this younger man, I'm getting that Ningning will meet in a way an equal to her, or someone around her age. So a late teen, a young adult. So I guess I am talking about someone between, I guess, 15 and 20. I guess that's the age range that kind of came to me. So someone along that age could be a potential partner, or could be the one that will help her understand the situation she's in, understand how to improve from where she's at, and how to grow from there. So I do feel that someone that comes with very good intentions. Maybe this King of Swords could be describing the Knight of Cups as well. So it's someone that is very emotionally in tuned, but maybe doesn't really have the right words to say it or to express it, but they will definitely be very helpful to Ningning. One last card to wrap up her career. Okay. I want this one. We have Bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. So with a new job or a raise, I was thinking of finally giving Ningning maybe like something she's a little bit more happy with or satisfied with. I was thinking of maybe giving her more lines, or giving her more of the spotlight, or even giving her opportunities to show herself as an individual in her career. Something that I feel she will really want. Could be that she's finally doing something on her own and she's satisfied with that, she's happy with that, and she's even looking forward to that. So maybe a brand endorsement, maybe I don't know, a podcast or radio show, maybe having her in a music show where she can sing. Not a music show as in like that wants to happen weekly. I mean like a variety show where they talk about music or they sing or something like that. So I do feel that she's gonna get an opportunity that she will be very happy with and she'll be looking forward to. I don't really know what that could be specifically, but I already gave some options, so one of those could be what ends up being. Now let's jump into her love life. Since we were already kind of seeing bits and pieces about that, I am very curious what's going to be going on with that. So tell me what's going on with Ningning's love life. We have a fish. And then we have a wolf. Again. Let's see. Let me take one more card. So we have the snake and the raccoon. So seems like we have a lot of earth. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I mentioned it earlier that Ningning has a lot of earth with her. Like, the element that is just following her over and over is earth. And I'm mentioning that because that will be important. That shows that she is someone that is she focuses a lot on her 3D world. She focuses a lot on her material world, on what she can physically do, and the reality that she is within right now. And then we have one water card right there with a fish. Seems like right now in her love life, she's being highly protected by her higher self or by her spirit guides or her spiritual team, because we have the snake. So seems like she's definitely being protected, you know, taken care of, making sure that things are worked out appropriately. We also have the raccoon. So I do feel that the raccoon talks about someone that has to put on a mask to do something, and then slowly, you know, kind of like a brand or kind of like a persona or something like that, but then slowly coming out of that energy, slowly getting rid of that mask and getting the confidence to show your real self. So I do feel that life is kind of, or the universe or her spirit guides again are really taking care of her, so like that she can continue working on herself. The raccoon gives me very strong vibes of shadow work. Shadow work is when you are analyzing yourself and trying to understand yourself, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Is when you finally accept the good within you, when you finally accept the things that trigger you and the things that are very difficult to accept, or the things that maybe are not the nicest part of yourselves, and you accept it and you go like, yeah, that's definitely me, let me work through that. Or you can definitely get rid of some of those things because you're like, oh, now I know what was the actual source of my actions. I know what causes it. I know what is like genuinely triggering me and all of that. So I do feel that with this raccoon, Ningning maybe doing some shadow work, or life is pushing her and encouraging her to do that, and because of that they're protecting her from any external energy that will intervene with her work. When I mean work, I mean her self-work, her self-healing, and all of that, right? So I do feel that which I do think does happen, if Ningning actually feels very fulfilled and very, if she feels like she's connecting with herself very closely when she's singing, when she's performing, then life will encourage her and will make sure to give her opportunities to continue working, because that is a way that she's learning how to see herself better. She is learning how to see her own potential and see where her energy can even reach and all of that. So I do feel that life is definitely in protecting her so like that she's not being overwhelmed with change and self-work, but they're definitely encouraging her to do that shadow work and to continue doing what she loves and feels like her career and her work is something that she really, really loves. I do feel that life wants to encourage her to work with other people because we have the wolf. So to me, wolves have always felt like family. They have always, you know, the energy of the wolf has always felt like working in, you know, working together, coming together. It's the energy of a whole pack, a whole family, super loyal people. That's the type of energy I get with the wolf. So I do feel And also, now that I'm talking about that, the wolf also to me symbolizes having like that very intuitive connection with other people. And I'm saying that because it reminded me of the Two of Cups that we saw earlier in her career, and how I was mentioning that she's in her work, she's connecting with other people in such a way that she feels those deeper connections, and she feels a lot more satisfied, she feels a lot more happy, a lot more fulfilled, and so on and so on. So with the wolf, I do feel that life is trying to make sure right now. I do feel that it's weird. I thought I was gonna get like a partner or something with Ningning, but now that I'm taking out the cards, I'm getting that she is getting like love messages from her higher self, or from her spirit guides, or from the universe, or life, however you want to put it. You know, from a higher force, a higher power. Let's put it that way. And it seems like it's just to kind of tell her that she's being protected, she's being taken care of, and it seems like they may want to encourage her to surround herself with people that will help her and will love her and will take care of her and guide her through this path that she's going through, because it feels like people will be what gives her a lot of confidence and optimism. Because here we have the orange that talks about the sacral chakra, which is all about your passions, your sexual energy, the sensual energy, which I do feel she projects a lot when she is working, because if it's what she's passionate about, she will just almost come out raw with who she truly is. And then we have all the yellow that talks about the solar plexus, which is all about being optimistic, creative, and confident. So I do feel that if Ningning continues surrounding herself by love, the people that love her and take care of her and want to protect her and want the best for her, she will feel a lot more confident. She will feel a lot more fulfilled. She will be able to see through the, like, those people will become mirrors, and she will be able to see how much she has grown and how much she has improved, and that will give her confidence, right? That will definitely help her to get out of the rut whenever she's working on the shadow work, because it's very natural that when you're doing shadow work, you kind of fall in the abyss of difficulties and and doubts and fears, which I don't think she has fully gotten there yet. But if she ever reaches that point, her spirit guides are definitely protecting her, and people that she is physically with, surrounded by, will definitely take care of her as well. So the other card that we have that is a little bit of an outlier right here is the fish. Here we have a red moon. Red symbolizes the color of the root chakra, which is all about the reality and the material world. So life is definitely trying to help her and encouraging her to ground her emotions, to understand them, to get to dive deep into her emotions, to her subconscious, and learn who she truly is and what she's all about, what she desires, what she wishes, what she dreams of. Like, life really, really is encouraging her to dig a little bit deeper within herself. So in a way, to continue doing that shadow work, this fish is my first word was slimy. This fish is slimy, slippery, fast moving. Those are words that are just randomly coming up, and I think I'm reaching my fifth dimension, which is, oh yeah, you guys don't know. The fifth dimension for me is when I am tired, and because of that, my functioning brain just shuts off, and I am just channeling, and I feel like I'm saying nonsense and that I'm not making sense, and I will eventually lose my train of thought, or I will say some of the most random things. So prepare in case that happens. I tend to be a little bit more tame when I'm reading, but who knows, maybe I will lose it. So yeah, in my grounding emotions, that seems to be like the light, or like the thing that her guides are trying to shed light on, and like tell her, this is what we want you to work on. Please love yourself, take care of yourself. Self-love and self-healing and self-care can all be work on your shadow self. Get to know that Ningning. Okay, love messages for Ningning. Oh look, we have animals, companionship. I'll put it right here, actually, next to the wolf. It really feels like life is over here encouraging her to maybe connect with animals. So if she has a pet, that could be helpful. And if not, to connect with other people, because guess what? We're all animals. Ha ha ha, he he he. I thought of Dracula. That Red Velvet song that my sister always complains about because of the he he he's ha ha ha's. But with the companionship, I feel that Ningning will benefit a lot from having very loyal friendships and very loyal co-workers, people that definitely respect her and understand her. Those will be very, very valuable, and I think she does see the value in those people. I think she will just continue to meet them. So we also have wind with change, and we have autumns with building. So I do feel that life is working in making sure that she is adjusting accordingly to the changes that they're bringing towards her. There's this sense of following the lights, little lights. To me, little lights like that kind of show someone that is being guided by other energies and other souls. With the wind and change, it feels like they're making her go through a path to constantly shift, to constantly move, and to go to different places. It feels like there's this dynamic energy of constantly changing, constantly improving, or doing new things, or following a new path. So it's not very rigid. It's going to change continuously, and that will definitely help her get knowledge, I feel. Following a path that is unknown, it's spontaneous, is not like written in the stars type of thing. We have the Lovers, and we have the Six of Swords. So life definitely is trying to encourage Ningning to find those opportunities, because the Lover talks about opportunities. The Lovers is also Gemini energy, which will be all about communication, learning things very quickly, being in tune with social media, the internet, fast news, things that come quickly, things that you can learn very quickly, fun facts, being very spontaneous in a way. It's kind of like that fire that is constantly changing, because Gemini is a mutable sign, which is all about change. It's all about adapting. It's all about it's mutable, it's malleable, it changes. Also, when we have the Six of Swords, we have the energy of someone not walking, but like going away from challenges and difficulties and moving towards something a lot more calmer. I'm thinking of the Four of Winter that came up in her current energy. Definitely this sense of relaxing. We also have two boats right here, so it definitely feels like Ningning will maybe need some aid or help to move away from something, or to navigate her emotions. So maybe a spiritual guide or someone that knows how to do spiritual work can definitely help her do that and go through that. Let's see, any more messages for Ningning? We have the Two of Swords. There might be like a decision that she, like, with all this change and all of these new things and all of this shadow work, it may take her a while to like open up and get and like connect with her intuition, because I do feel that she struggles a lot connecting with her intuition. I do feel that she may struggle a lot with her emotions as well. Not that she's emotionless or stuff like that. It's just that she may not be able to let them be and process them. She may analyze them to the point that she's not even allowing herself to feel fully, if that makes sense. So in a way, she is not bossing around her emotions, but she's not allowing her emotions to just go through, because she could just stop them and be like, no, I can't feel that because that gets in the way of my stability or something like that, right? So she denies herself the ability to just feel, to not be okay or stuff like that. So any more love messages for Ningning? This was definitely not romantic. This is just love yourself type of thing. We have the Queen of Winter, which is Aquarius energy. It's a strong, patient, self-sufficient, and funny. Let go of people or things that no longer serve you. Now is the time to focus on your career. Unmarried or divorced individuals. So one thing that I felt was that life is encouraging Ningning to just enjoy her single life. It feels like life is also telling her to be that strong, independent woman that is able to communicate clearly, that is able to laugh about life, it's able to joke around. It's someone that can definitely take care of themselves. So again, the independence that I think we saw in her career, I think it was. No, it wasn't her current energy. We saw the Nine of Autumn reverse, which talks about independence and freedom. So I do feel that here this Queen of Winter is kind of encouraging Ningning to love herself and work on herself, so like that she can feel a lot more independent, a lot stronger, a lot happier, and all of that. We also have the Ace of Autumn reverse, or the Ace of Pentacles reverse. So I do feel that it's maybe not quite time for her to embark on a new project, because she needs to work on herself before she can even encounter this new project. Or if she wants a long lasting love romantic relationship, she will only get that when she works on herself, so she can get that confidence and it doesn't get in the way of the relationship, or it doesn't, when you are in a very difficult place or you're working on yourself, it makes it very difficult to even see the opportunities or the options out there. So I feel that life is kind of like when you are a little bit more relaxed and you overcome this thing of like working on yourself, you'll be able to see things a lot more clearly, and you'll be able to see the options of long-lasting relationships if that's what she desires, which I do think she does. Seems like Ningning is someone that really appreciates deep relationships, so I think she will want a long-lasting relationship, like romantic ones as well. Then we have Balance reverse, which is Temperance with the number 14, or which adds up to 5, and 5 is all about change, dynamic change, which is kind of what we're talking about right here. Dynamics, change, energy, moving constantly, getting things done, getting things moving. But yeah, with this Balance, we're talking about patience again. With Temperance reverse, we're talking about someone that is learning how to work with their higher selves, or is learning how to work with the spirit world. It is, oh, look at the bottom, we have Unity with number 5, which is the Hierophant, which definitely works with this card, because the Hierophant is a spiritual leader. So I do feel that right here in her love, what am I trying to say? In her love section, it feels like someone, it could be a spirit guide, or it could be a person that knows about spirituality and will help her out. Now, okay, let me be clear. When I'm talking about spirituality, I am also talking about people that, it could be like someone that can give her advice and wisdom that will help her understand herself, and in a way that is like spiritual work. That's kind of what I'm getting at. But here we have Unity, which kind of goes very well with the Wolf card that we have right here, and the companionship with animals that we have right here. So here with this number 5, we're talking about change, and we're talking about the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a spiritual leader. It is someone that can guide other people in seeing things from a different perspective, seeing the higher purpose of things. When you have wisdom, you're able to understand deeply why things happen the way that they do. You're able to understand that the limitations of your understanding and your knowledge. You're able to know that what you see, there's more than what the eye meets, that kind of thing. So I do feel that Ningning, in one of the forms of love that she will get, is someone that will guide her and will explain to her how to see beyond the surface level, how to remove that veil that the High Priestess shows, and being able to see things from that new perspective. And that will give her wisdom and knowledge that will be very valuable to her, because it will give her patience. It will give her the ability to understand why she's going through the things that she's going through. She'll be able to get a new sense of purpose. She will feel taken care of and protected by her higher selves and her spirit guides. She'll be guided by that higher power. And when I mean higher power, I'm talking about, it could be like a religious belief. It doesn't have to, because the higher power is just us as humans acknowledging that there's things outside of our control. That's the higher power that it's normal for human beings to believe in. But with all of that said, I will move on to her last section, which are the healing messages. So let's just jump in and see what goes through there. So these are the animal cards, which I think will be very beneficial for Ningning. So healing messages for Ningning. We have the Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. So this makes me think of the Six of Swords and the Four of Winter that we saw in her love life and her current energy, respectively. We also have a lot of blue, so that's all about the throat chakra, communication, truth, speaking your truth, being honest with herself. We also have the number 9, which is the end of the cycle. But yeah, this bear looks very powerful, very cute and chunky and adorable and fluffy. Anyway, we take time out. I feel that life is definitely encouraging Ningning to take some time out, but not in the because it's reversed. I feel that it's not the conventional way. It's not that life is telling her to physically do nothing. I feel life is telling her to give herself some time for herself. I feel like I was redundant right there. But what I mean is that, those times, like, I already mentioned this, like, she connects to herself when she's working because she is in the work area that she's very content with and happy with. So I do feel that she enjoys to sing, she enjoys being on stage, and because of that, when she is working, since she's doing what she in a way is meant to do because she's passionate about it, it makes her happy. This tells me that life is telling her continue doing that. We're not telling you to stop, but here we take time out. I do feel that life is telling her to at least put some time aside to focus on herself and do the shadow work. I do feel that's very important because when we have a bear, to me, bears signify fears. So I do feel that life is telling her to overcome whatever fear she may have, and I think one of the main ones is to feel. I do feel that she tries not to be too emotional because she doesn't want that to get in the way of her career. The other card that we have is Cat Spirit with Claim Your Independence, which we saw this message twice. We saw it in her current energy, and I think I mentioned that in her love life as well, again. So this is very important. Life is definitely telling her. And then we have the number 13 that adds up to 4. And 4 is all about stability. It's all about being centered and grounded, which made me think of the red moon in the fish card that we saw in her love life as well. So life is definitely telling her to gain her independence, and the best way she can gain her independence is by in a way meeting herself, or like learning who she is and how she works and what she's aiming for and all of that. So life is definitely encouraging her to do that. And with all of that orange, it feels like life definitely wants her to do what she loves. If she does what she loves and what she's passionate about, she will never go wrong, in a way. Then we have the buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. And it's reversed. So I do feel that this is their way of telling her to let go of control. Now, let me explain. With Ningning, we saw a lot of earth energy, and this card kind of shows that life like, it's definitely pushing her to go through this period where she is, like, she trusts them. She is working because she wants to, and not because she wants to get that form of independence. What I'm saying is that maybe Ningning has a wrong focus on how to get that independence, or she has a wrong focus on how to make her dreams come true. Like, yeah, she has to work hard, and that will allow her to open up opportunities for herself. But I do feel that with this buffalo card, life really goes kind of like, let go of control, let us do a couple of things. You can't do everything on your own. Like, let us bring you the right people, let us bring you the opportunities and stuff like that, right? Like, if she continues working, she will make herself luckier because people will be able to offer things to her because she's already ready to take them. And that's kind of what I'm getting. But with it being reversed, I do feel that it's kind of like, let go of control. Ningning, let go of it. Let go right now. Anyway. Okay. Healing messages for Ningning. Oh. Okay. I'll take this one because we have the turkey spirit. Gobble gobble. Give with gratitude and grace. 61 or number 7. So number 7 is it's a number of spirituality and solitude as well. Well, that's in numerology. In tarot, I'm not too sure. Let me think. We have the Chariot, 7 of Wands, 7 of Swords. Seven of Pentacles, patience, and the Seven of Cups, choice. So yeah, 7 is quite a difficult moment. Seven is in tarot is kind of like the number where you are finally focusing on making a difficult choice of sorts. Kind of like learning what the truth is in a way. And with all of that combined, you're able to finally go down a path and take a direction that you're happy and content with. But with this Turkey spirit, I do feel that life definitely wants to give a lot of things to Ningning. So they're telling her, be happy, be grateful, and be, with a grateful and graceful. I'm getting this whole thing of like, if Ningning sees what life is giving her and offering to her, she will be a lot more grateful, and she will be able to be more optimistic, and therefore will be able to see more opportunities that come through. So that's kind of what I'm getting with the Turkey. Like, it's very simple. If she has that mentality, it will be easier to just keep moving, because she's in that positive mindset. So let's check what's at the bottom of the deck. We have the Horse spirit with freedom is yours, and it's reversed. So I do feel that here life is telling her that Ningning can be independent. She can get the freedom, because I do feel that these ones are very closely like related. Like this, they're talking about very similar things. Like she can definitely get that. Like her dream can definitely come true, and it will definitely happen. But this is a joint effort, right? She has to do her part, and she also should allow her spirit guides to take part in helping her make that happen. Allowing her to give them the opportunity. Wait, let me rephrase that. By allowing her spirit guides to give her the opportunities that she needs, to meet the people that she needs, to be at the right time in the right place for things to happen, to orchestrate the plan for her to succeed. So this is a thing of like joint effort. One of the healing messages coming through is again to let go of control, and in order for Ningning to get the freedom and independence that she's wishing for, it's a joint effort between herself and the universe. Just that if she continues working on herself and doing her own thing, she will just naturally open up the paths and the doors that will guide her to the right people, the right places, the right opportunities, and so on, and she will be able to be free. Here we have the number 33, so that's that's the same number twice, which adds up to 6, and it's a equal give and take. 3 is also a number about working together. It's a number about group projects or different people doing their part to make something happen. You just think of the 3 of Pentacles, that type of energy. And if you add up 3 plus 3, again we get 6, and 6 is all about balance, equal give and take. So it's a shared joint effort in order for this to happen. So in order for Ningning to get to get freedom and independence, all she has to do is to let go of what she can't do and allow the universe to take care of that, and then she can do her own thing and take care of that. Now to end off Ningning's readings, oh my god, let's take some tea leaf cards and see what are the last words her guides have for her. We have the Fly with a period of ill health, depression. So with this card, I'm getting that when Ningning encounters her fears and she, faces them, she will have a moment where it will be kind of difficult, because she may, when you're doing shadow work, you go through a period where it's kind of difficult because you are facing a side of yourself that you don't really want to see, or a side of yourself that you don't accept because you didn't even know it's truly there, or you haven't gone in depth to meet that side of yourself. So I do feel with this Fly, Ningning will, when she does her shadow work, it will just be the natural thing that she will start shifting and changing who she is, because she's noticing all these sides of herself that she had not really paid much attention to, and that will allow her to become a new person, and that will definitely help her get the tools and the personality and all the things that she needs to continue with her life the way that she wants to. We have another horse again with a short journey. So I do feel that this kind of shows that that moment of difficulty, or that moment where she will be a little bit depressed, will not last too long. And what I mean by that is that it will be just like a deep, no, not dip. There you go, not deep, a dip. It's gonna be like a little like valley where it's like, oh, things are difficult, like woo. I don't think she's gonna last too long in that difficult moment. I don't think it's gonna be too drastic. It's just going to be something that might be a little bit noticeable. Okay, so we have in May. Okay, we have Skull. Hidden secrets can harm you. So she should probably be very honest with herself. And when we have Crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So I'm getting that maybe a new project. Oh. So in May, I keep getting like a little brother or something. So I don't know. Maybe Ningning has a family member. Like, I don't know if she has siblings. I didn't do my research on that. So maybe she has a little brother that could be significant, or she may be getting a little brother soon enough, or there's someone that she sees as a younger brother that could get in her way somehow. I'm just gonna say it, and it might make sense, and if it doesn't, it's perfectly fine. It just came through. I see that maybe a younger brother or a younger brother figure is getting all the attention or something, and she doesn't like that, or because it could get in the way of her work, it could get in the way of her growth, because again, we have hidden secrets can harm you. So maybe unspoken truths could get in her way, because now she's working on herself and seeing things for what they are, and her eyes are going to open up to truths that she didn't even know were there. And that could be a little bit of a difficult moment for her, and it could happen in May, spring, a new rebirth, it's being born again, so things come out, it will come out of nowhere. So I'm getting that maybe I'm getting like a death and a rebirth. We have the skull, makes me think of death, and then the crib makes me think of, a baby, so that's rebirth. So, and with May, I'm thinking of spring, the snow melts and then spring comes through. It's a death and rebirth experience. So if we get rid of like the whole, like what the words are saying, it feels like maybe around May, or when spring comes around, Ningning will go through a rebirth, and we're going to see a more mature, a more understanding, or a more confident Ningning. That could be the message as well. Okay, new messages for Ningning. Okay, last cards, we have the dragon. Beware of self-delusion. So it seems like this is like a very big thing for Ningning right now. And then we have the moon. Changes in your life. So with the moon, I was thinking how the moon is very, very fast. It's an energy that moves very quickly. In like less than a month, it goes through all its phases and all the stages that the moon goes through, right? So I do feel that this is gonna be a very quick, fast change for Ningning. It's gonna feel like it happened overnight, and it's a connection to her subconscious, because that's what the moon represents, and that will definitely create changes in her life. That's pretty obvious, but that's because she will be more in tune with her intuition. She will be more in tune with her subconscious, and she will be more aware of what she didn't see before. So those hidden secrets are gonna come to the light very quickly. In the beware of delusion, in tarot we have the moon, and the moon kind of does talk about not seeing things clearly, or being in the dark and the unknown. So I do feel that beware of self-delusion can be talking about Ningning being careful and making sure that she sees things clearly, and not dwell too much on the difficulties that she will encounter when doing her self-healing. So let's just check what's at the bottom of the deck. we have find, seek out information that will help you. So this is kind of what we were getting in her love life, that she should just get guidance. We did get a helping hand, but where was that? I think that was in her career as well. Like, I do feel that she may meet someone at work that will definitely help her in all aspects of her life by just giving her guidance, by just listening to her, by being like that outside perspective that is allowing her to see things from a different light, and therefore understanding them and being able to plan accordingly on how to solve those issues and how to continue moving forward for Ningning. So I do feel that for her healing messages, it's kind of like she's going to definitely go through a shift that will help her be a little bit more mature, to be able to understand herself better, and it's going to be a little bit difficult, but that will give her the freedom, independence that she's aiming to get in her life, right? Give her that sense of control, I guess. So with all of that said, I hope you guys really like this reading. I actually really enjoy reading for Ningning. I think it's very fun how we got like this very happy, energetic, and joyful energy from her, very young and naive in a sense, very innocent as well, very passionate and very happy. And then as we went on and it was like, oh, she's gonna go through a shift of healing, we kind of reached the point where it was like not necessarily bad, but definitely we saw the difficulties that she will go through. And I mean, she's growing, I guess it's normal, but still, it's kind of like, oh no, our little lamb, she's gonna be tainted by the realities of life. Anyway, I will leave that there. I hope you loved this reading, I hope you liked it, or I hope you were able to learn from it, or find it entertaining. I will definitely leave that there, and see you on the next one, whenever that is, however that is. Love and healing from my part to you, and thank you so much for watching.